Hi everybody, my name is Jasmine, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create a dynamic block using a door block as an example in AutoCAD 2023. So today we are going to be covering creating a door as a block, using the block editor, setting parameters, associating actions with parameters, and using the test block function. So today I'm going to be drawing in inches. The first thing I want to do is I want to draw my door. So I'm going to start with just setting a wall thickness line, and let's say this one is 3 inches. Then I'm going to offset it 32 inches for my door width. Then I'm going to draw a line from one point to the other point, and now I have what kind of resembles a closed door. When we see door blocks on floor plans, we see the swing of the door, so that's what we're going to do now here. I'm going to select my line, and I'm going to type RO for rotate. I'm going to select this as my base point, and now when I move my cursor, the line moves with me. And I want to set my rotation angle for 30. Then I can use this arc tool to draw my swing line. And I'm going to use the trim tool to get rid of the excess line that I don't need. All right, there we have drawn our door, and now we need to create it as a block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type block and hit enter. Then the block definition pop-up comes up, so I'm going to name the block door example. For the base point, I'm going to select pick point with this little icon right here. So I click that, and for my insertion base point, I'm going to click where this wall thickness line meets the door. Then for the objects, I want to select my objects, so I'm going to click the icon right over here, and I'm going to select everything. Once it's highlighted, I'm going to click enter. I'm going to leave convert to block on, and I'm going to allow for exploding. And the last thing I want to do here is I want to make sure open in block editor, this box is checked off, so that when I hit OK, we're going to enter into the block editor. So I hit OK, and here we are in the block editor. So now that I'm in the block editor, we're going to see this block authoring palettes tab pop up right over here, and there are 4 tabs within it. There's constraints, parameter sets, actions, and parameters. Today we're just going to be working with parameters and actions. So I'm going to assign 2 linear parameters to my door block. So make sure you're in the parameter tab. We're going to click on linear. And when you set these parameters, they're kind of like dimensions. So I'm going to click one side of my wall thickness line and then the other side and drag it out and click just like a dimension. I'm going to click linear again, and I'm going to click that same point, then going right across and dragging down. There I have my 2 parameters that I'm going to be working with so far, and you're going to notice these blue arrows, and these are called grips. We're going to be editing some grips later on. And before I start assigning my actions to parameters, I want to make sure I have the selection cycling tool on. It looks like this right over here at the bottom. If you don't have that on, you can go to customization all the way over here, and you can have the selection cycling tool checked, so it will be right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I am still in the actions tab, and I'm going to select the stretch action again. So we're going to follow the instructions CAD is trying to give us by selecting the parameter, which is going to be distance 2 this time. Then it says specify parameter point to associate with action or enter in the value, and I want to click this point right over here where the swing line meets the wall thickness line. I'm going to select that. Then it's going to ask me to specify the first corner of the stretch frame, and what I want here is this point right over here so that when we bring this grip out, our door and arc line follow. So I'm going to highlight it here. Then I'm going to select my object, which is going to be my door, and I'm going to click enter. Then I can add another stretch action. So I'm going to select stretch. Then I'm going to select distance 2 as my parameter again. And I'm going to select the same point with the red X. I'm going to click that, and now I want to specify the first corner of my stretch frame, which is going to be this wall thickness line, so that when we bring the script out, this thickness line isn't left behind. So I'm going to create my stretch frame around it, and I'm going to select my object, which is going to be that line. And I'm going to hit enter. Then we have one last action to associate to this parameter, and it's going to be the scale action, which has less steps than the stretch action. So I'm going to click on scale. I'm going to select distance 2 as my parameter, and I'm going to select this arc line. Then I'm going to hit enter, and that is all the steps for the stretch action. So one thing that is going to happen when we try to take this out, these two lines are going to separate. So to avoid that, I'm going to click on my stretch action right over here. Then I'm going to right click on distance 2. I'm going to go to properties. I'm going to scroll down so that I can see overrides, and we want this angle offset to be the same as the angle we had set this door to, which was 30. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in 30. Then I can close this. So now if I want to test this out, I can go back to test block, and hopefully this is going to work out for us. So I'm going to select the door, and I select this grip, and now when I slide it out, I can see that this is still intact over here, and this line still moves with the arc line and the door, so it's one cohesive movement, so I can make my door bigger or smaller as much as I need to. I'm going to close the test block editor over here, and now we're going to add some more parameters to this door so that we can change which way it's facing. So now we are going to be using the flip parameter, and what that is going to do is it's going to flip our door from side to side and going up and down so that we have more control over which direction we would like the door to go. So first we are going to draw some reference lines so we understand where the center of the block is, which is important to know for the flip parameter and action, so that when we go to flip the block, these 2 points stay in place. And that is going to help us out because if we don't identify the center, the block is going to move points and we are going to constantly be readjusting it. And to avoid that, it's best to use reference lines to find the center. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here and another line in the midpoint of it going up. So now we have identified that this is the center of our block. So once we've done that, make sure you're in the parameters tab. We are going to click flip. I'm going to select the center over here, and I'm just going to drag this line down. Then I have control over flip state 1 text. I'm just going to place it down there. Then I'm going to go over to my actions tab. And notice this also says flip, but please make sure that you have set down your flip parameter first, because if you just go for the action, the flip action is not going to know which parameter to be associated with. So I'm going to click on flip. I'm going to select my parameter, and the objects I want to select is everything because I want everything to flip. So I'm going to click enter. And to test to make sure we did that correctly, I'm going to go to test block. I'm going to click on my block, and now I see this arrow over here, and when I click on it, my door changes directions and my 2 ending points stay in place. This looks good, so I'm going to go back to close test block, and now I can delete these reference lines. Now I have another flip state parameter to add, so I'm going to go back to my parameters tab and I'm going to click flip. And now I want my door to flip up and down, so I'm going to find the center of this wall thickness line, and I'm going to click where the wall thickness line meets the flip state line. And I'm going to keep dragging this all the way out. And I'm going to put flip state down right there. Now I'm going to associate an action with my parameter. I'm going to go back to flip. And then it's the same process. I'm going to select the parameter. I'm going to select the whole thing and click enter. So to check if we did that correctly, we're going to go back to test block. And now I see another arrow. And we can easily flip this block up and down and side to side. So now we have one last parameter to add, and that is the alignment parameter. So to do this, I'm going to go back over to my parameters tab over here, and I'm going to click on alignment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select this point where the wall thickness line meets this door, and I'm going to drag this line all the way out. Then I'm going to add a Basepoint parameter, which is right here at the bottom, and I'm going to select this point again. Then I can test my block just to make sure everything looks good. I can move it side to side. I can move it up and down. I can make it bigger, and I can make the wall thickness larger as well. So now that I have everything, I want to save my block. So I'm going to click Save Block over here at the top. Then I can close the block editor. So now when I use my block, it's the same thing as it would be in the block editor. I can flip it up and down and make it larger as well. And that is it for creating a dynamic block. So that is it for today's video in creating dynamic blocks in AutoCAD 2023. I hope you have found this video helpful, and thank you so much for watching.